Hi, I'm Max, and this is my curtain call performance. And today I'll be reading a poem from Dao Jane. I believe I pronounced that right. And after each pause in my poem, I'll try to explain some symbolism and the meanings in my own words. So we'll see how that goes. So let's jump right into it. Yielding brings wholeness, bending brings straightness, and emptying brings fullness. So this first line really starts off interesting to me because, yielding brings wholeness and bending brings straightness. Really put my mind that, you wait for good things to come, but if you wait too long, they'll pass you right by. So I thought that was really interesting. And then emptying brings fullness. I thought of this as, you really got to get rid of those bad thoughts and, memories to really embrace the here and now and get the fullness of, right now, the reality of what you're doing in the present. So let's jump to the second line. Decaying brings renewal, diminishing brings gain, and exceeding brings confusion. So this one was a little bit trickier, but I believe that decaying brings renewal is you got to really, break yourself down to, just start anew. Like the saying, if you love it, let it go. You really need to just let things end to let things, renew or just start again. So, and then diminishing brings gain. I really think that this, just humbling yourself and bringing yourself down to earth will really bring you some good things your way. And then the last line, exceeding brings confusion. I think that really trying to exceed in everything and just pushing yourself past your own limits sometimes brings yourself to a confusion that you won't be able to push past and, just really mess yourself up. So now I'll be jumping to the third line. He doesn't display himself, so he appears. He doesn't promote himself, so he succeeds. He doesn't boast, so he becomes famous, and he doesn't brag, so he remains a long time. So now this one I thought was the most tricky out of the bunch because when I first read it a couple times, I thought every line meant the same thing. I couldn't see the difference, but now that I really look at it, I start to see they all really mean this kind of the same thing, but they all mean it in different ways. So he doesn't display himself, so he appears. If you don't really, put yourself out there and just, let yourself be seen by everybody, you'll start going good places. You'll start to appear in certain places that you want to appear in. And, he doesn't boast, so he becomes famous. If you're not throwing your name everywhere and just bragging and just everything about it, anything you do, you'll get some fame. And he doesn't brag, so it remains a long time. So, a lot of people don't like braggers, and a lot of people will do something about a bragger. So I think that's what it means. So, yeah, that was an interesting last line. So let's move on to the next one. Because he doesn't fight, no one under heaven can fight against him. So I thought this was pretty tricky because, it's pretty powerful words they're using. But I think that someone that's not quick to fight and someone that really thinks about what they're doing and, what they're going to do next is just hard to beat. If you really think about what you're doing and what you're going to do, it's hard to beat you, if you keep your, you're cool and stuff and you just keep on thinking about everything, about what you're going to do and just, just thinking it out, you'll be fine. And then the last line I thought was interesting, pretty confusing, but I thought it was interesting. The ancients say, "Those who yield become whole. How can these words be wrong? True wholeness will return to you." Now it says the ancients, and that it sounds like a movie or something, but I really think it just means just old people, really, to sum it up in a easy manner. Just people that are experienced, that have been around for a long time, learned a lot. So those who yield become whole. I really think that meant those who wait, good things will come, or they'll get what they're looking for. They'll become whole. And how could these words be wrong if they're coming from someone that has learned a lot, been around for a long time, and true wholeness will return to you. And I think this means that if you ever lose your wholeness in life and things like that, it'll always come back. You'll never lose your complete wholeness in life. So yeah, I thought that was, this really interesting poem about just life, I guess. I guess that's how it sums it up. So yeah, thank you for listening, and happy holidays.